Well, welcome everyone to Beyond Limits, the podcast for driven coaches and consultants ready to scale to six figures and build a life that they love without burning out. I'm Melissa Hausman, your six figure success coach, sales specialist, busy mom of two amazing kids, and wife. And I have been right where you are, juggling a 9 to 5, big dreams, and the desire to create a thriving business. On this show, we talk about all things business from building a six figure coaching business while balancing your 9 to 5 to mastering high ticket offers in sales, mindset shifts, strategies, and scaling. So, if you are ready to push past your limits and create the business and life of your dreams, you are in the right place. And today I have the absolute pleasure of introducing you to Patricia Poor, a sustainable fitness and lifestyle coach who's on a mission to help women ditch the overwhelm and create lasting, healthy habits. Patricia knows firsthand what it's like to feel intimidated by the gym, confused about nutrition, and stuck in the cycle of doing all the things without seeing results. Now, through her coaching program, she helps high achieving women build strong, confident bodies without the burnout or extremes. So, whether you're balancing a busy career, preparing for a big life event, or simply ready to feel your best, Patricia's approach is all about making fitness work for you. So, I cannot wait to hear your insights, Pat. Welcome to the show.
Oh my God, thank you so much. And what an intro. I don't think I've ever had such like a well-informed and amazing intro. So thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
You're welcome. So let's just start with a little introduction. Can you tell us about yourself, your coaching business, and what led you to specialize in sustainable fitness?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you described pretty well what I do in general, but if I had to put it into my words, I work with high achieving and busy women to help them achieve the body that they want and the health and the fit lifestyle that they want without eating just hummus and carrots for lunch, without doing extreme workouts and extreme cardio and really finding what works for them for their life because everyone is different, right? So there are women who have children, there are women who are like super high achieving in their jobs, they're traveling all around. We can't put everyone under the same category. So that's why I help women find what works for them, like really literally for you, instead of copying some TikTok influencers program and schedule. So that's basically what I do.
Oh, I love that so much. And I love that you focus on helping women where they're at and with the lifestyle that they have and tailor it directly to them. Because I know as a busy working mom, like that is so important to have something that's tailored towards my goals. So thank you. I'm so excited that you do that. So you start coaching business while working your 9 to 5. So that's going to resonate with a lot of my listeners today. And I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about that experience and maybe some of the biggest challenges and how you stayed motivated during that time.
Yeah, absolutely. So honestly, I kind of fell into it, so to say, because fitness and going to the gym, it was a hobby of mine. So I love doing that, after my 9 to 5 job in the evenings or before, like at 7 a.m. and then go to work. And at some point, I was like, okay, I'm so interested in this. Like, this literally became my hobby that I wanted to get certified for myself. So I know a bit more about anatomy and all of that. And then naturally, like people around me started asking me questions. So how does this work? How does that work? Can you help me with this and that? And at some point I was like, okay, like I love doing this, but I need to start charging for this because this is my free time. Like it takes up all my free time. And I kind of started out coaching in the evenings and over the weekends, right? So, and it was a hobby of mine. And to be fair, like for 2 years, I was doing this. I did my client check-ins. I check in with my clients every week. And my client check-ins at that time, they were always on Sunday. So whatever I was doing, I brought my laptop with me, whether I was traveling, whether I was visiting my family, and I was like, sorry, I need to go away for 3 hours and check in with my clients, and then I can join you again. So for 2 years, honestly, I did not have a free weekend. And I did not really have like free evenings, like only if I really, really planned it, because I like that was the time that I had for it, right? But what I do want to say is that this was my hobby and I absolutely loved doing this. And I didn't look at it as a chore. I looked at it as like, oh my God, I get to help women on top of my 9 to 5, which I used to work in marketing. I used to work for big brands, helping them do photo and video shoots. I actually really loved my 9 to 5 as well, right? So I was in this like limbo of like, I'm doing like everything that I love. But at some point, obviously it was a bit of okay, it's too much. Like I'm a high achiever myself, like you can probably tell. But at some point it just became too much, and there was a point where I'm just like, okay, you need to decide like what do you want to do, right? So that's how I fell into it, let's say. um yeah, is there anything like any
No,
aspects
I
that
love that. And I think that one of the things that when coaches or consultants are just starting out and they're balancing their 9 to 5, we don't talk about the hard enough. Like there is a phase of like absolute grind, and some people really hate that word, but if you really want this to work for you, you have to carve out the time and you have to make it a priority, even if it's on a Sunday or if it's on nights, at nights, or you're getting up early morning to make it fit in. And I think what you've figured out is how to build your business utilizing specific skills. And now I'm sure you do a lot more in your business than you did in the very beginning. So I'd like to know, like you have, what was your defining moment when you knew this was your calling and you'd been working, part-time in your business for 2 years and you were working a job that you loved also. Like that is a blessing because that doesn't always happen. So, what was that moment when you knew this is what I want to do and I'm ready to just dive all in and go full time in your coaching business?
So this is twofold. One of them is the purpose, right? So as much as I loved my marketing job, it was, at some point I was a 20 something, 27, 26, 28, and I started thinking, okay, what is my contribution to the world and to life. And I realized that with my marketing job, I worked for amazing brands, but all I help them is make more sales, which they already did. So I'm like, that's not really like, am I actually adding value to this world? While at the same time, I was seeing that over the like, on the weekends, like the work that I did like at night and over the weekends, I actually changed people's lives. Like I had such a huge impact, a positive impact, that like one by one, I made this world of fad diets and extreme workouts actually like start like fade away. And like like one by one, women started letting go of all of these societal expectations and all of these crazy like things and beliefs that social media and fit magazines like put into our heads about how we should look like and all of that. And I was like, the purpose, like the what I get to do and what I get to achieve with that was much, much higher. So I think that was the on the purpose, level. I was like, this, my impact is bigger um, in terms of like what what my footprint is in the world. And then the second part, which I think, as a business coach, like you will like work with this quite a lot, but is the financials. Okay. So when you start out, so I started out as a hobby, right? So any money that I got, first of all, I was very underpriced because I was just like, okay, I'm just like, just pay me something, And but I never spent any of that money because I was living off my 9 to 5 income. And any money that I got from my coaching business, it just like went into like an account. And I almost didn't even look at it for 2 years. And like after 2 years, I actually had like a moment in my personal life where there was a big change. And then I was like, okay, this could be the time when I make this change. So I looked into my bank account where I got all my, coaching clients paying in. And I was like, and I made a calculation. I was like, if this doesn't work out, within like 18 months or 2 years, I'm still okay. You know what I mean? And I was alone. There was no one else dependent on me. I was just like, this is my moment. If not now, when? And I actually had like a safety net. So I know, and this is what is for me is I really love about you as a business coach that you say like, don't rush into leaving your 9 to 5. And that is something that I personally would recommend everyone as well, because I did that too. If you can build up a little bit of like a savings and safety net, while you're building your business, and then you can like, more like safely and without worrying, and like it just gives you so much like peace, because it's a lot of work anyway. Like you have a lot of anxiety and stress without the financial stress. And then if you have
Yeah.
that on top as well, it's I think it's actually not a positive effect on building your business.
I obviously cannot agree with you more on all of that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Like, I love that one of your defining moments was just deciding like where you're adding value to the world and that it brought you joy, but you saw the lasting impact on women working with them. And I also love that you saved all of your money for 2 years and really kind of forgot about it and didn't touch it, because building up that financial bank for yourself so that when you go all in, you have a little bit of a cushion is so important to reducing your stress and also to the success of your business, because we know, especially in the beginning, that you're likely going to undercharge for your services, right? Your clients are going to be sporadic in the very beginning, and it's going to take time to build that up, to build up your offerings, to get that clarity on exactly how you want to help your clients and exactly what your packages should look like and how you should price them for the value of the transformation that you're providing. And so I think that, one thing that I love that you said, and I stress so often, is hold on to your 9 to 5 as long as you can while building your business. And I know firsthand also how that can bring stress into your life. But I also know that having financial stress um, far outweighs like balancing two things at once, at least in my opinion. Um, and when you are working your 9 to 5, you do have extra cash coming in so that you can be a little bit more, um, you can get support if you need to. You can take some more financial risks in your business because your livelihood is not like, you know, banked on that. You have something else, another financial means coming in. So I'm right there with you, and I support that whole mindset around that. Um, okay, so I want to shift gears and talk a little bit about success stories. So you've worked with a lot of women, and I love following you and I mean, I'm just gonna say this, I use some of Patricia's, like, fitness workouts at home, like, I love them, they are amazing, and I would love to for you to share some of the success stories that you have, maybe someone who's made an incredible transformation since starting working with you.
Wow. So there are so many amazing transformations, but I will give you two examples, because there are two types of transformations that I help women achieve. One of them is obviously the physical transformation, which everyone thinks about when it comes to fitness, right? Like losing those, 12 kilos in 6 months, or let's say 25 pounds, it would be, I believe. And in like 6 months, but without, so I had this one client, no, I had two of them. This is a very typical client journey for me. when women come to me who are already quite active, they're working out, they're going hiking, they're doing some boot camps here and there and yoga and that, and they still don't see any results in their body. And with like tiny, tiny changes, like tiny tweaks based on what they're already doing, you can really, really, really lose honestly 12 kilos in 6 months or 25 pounds in 6 months in a sustainable way while you're also going on holiday. I had this one client, she went on 2 holidays and she was sick once. So that's a minimum of like 3 times 10 days that she couldn't 100% fully dedicate to this, but she kept it at, like at an 80% consistency rather than being a perfectionist and doing everything perfectly. So that's definitely one success story when it's your mind doesn't fully, it's just like, okay, I'm dieting and still losing all that weight. So that would be it from the weight loss perspective. And then the second big transformation is from like the mindset perspective, when women can get away from, for example, this one client that I had, she was scared of stepping on the scale because she was scared of that number. She was like, I don't want to see this X number on the scale when I step on it because I feel fat. And she started saying all these very, very ugly things about herself based on a number, which is actually just a data point. There is no emotions behind it, and it doesn't say anything about you as a person. And after working with me for 4 months, she didn't step on the scale, but we worked on her mindset like week by week. I hopped on a call with her every week and we monitored everything. We did a lot of mindset work around this. And I remember after the 4th month, it was January, and she was like, Pat, I just bought a scale. And I'm like, what? And she was like, I think I'm ready. And she actually stepped on the scale, and the number, obviously it wasn't like very, very just like, I don't care anymore, but she knew how to handle it. And from then onwards, she was okay and she could handle it without emotion. And these are the huge transformations that maybe you don't see, but that change lives because it gives you such a huge relief and pressure off your shoulders that you don't judge yourself, that you're much more confident in anything that you do.
I love that so much, and I can think of times in my life where I've fallen into either camp that you've talked about, and actually, my story, I hit this massive burnout in my career, and that was one of the defining moments for starting to build my coaching practice, and one of the very first, um strategies that I utilized when starting to build my business while balancing my 9 to 5 was working out. And I didn't work out necessarily in the beginning to lose weight or it was really for my mental mindset. And that physical exercise, it was just getting myself into this routine 20 minutes a day, uh, handful of days a week, and then that has grown over time. But that's really the initial transformation that I went through was, in that mindset piece so that I could um, learn how to balance multiple things at once. So I love that you shared that.
Yeah, and I love that for you. I think also like while building a business, it's super important. Like your physical and mental health, everything is connected, right? Like health is holistic. And this is why I look at everything as like a holistic. Like there is no one, like you can't just lose weight and not work on your mindset. You can't, it's impossible. So, and it has a huge effect on how you show up in your business afterwards. Um, your like movement has a huge effect on your confidence, and not just your physical confidence, but how you show up in your business, right? And so I loved it for you as well.
Yeah, thank you. So can you share with us a little bit about how do you support clients inside your coaching programs? What do those look like?
So I have two main coaching programs or ways to work with me. My main thing is one-on-one coaching, where I really walk with you. I really have my eyes um, on your lifestyle, on everything that you do. You share everything with me. We check in every week. You have access to me, via text. I write a personalized training program for you that comes in my app. So it's completely 100% personalized. And we also figure out a way for you to eat. And I walk with you the whole time. So that's my one-on-one container. And I also run an 8-week fit lifestyle school course that is a DIY way of learning my framework to set it up for yourself. So basically, it's like 8 weeks of trainings that are drip fed for you, and you can set it up for yourself based on my framework and teachings. So these are the two ways that I help women. Everything is super personalized.
I love that. And I'm just going to put a plug in for the Fit Lifestyle School because that's the program that I participated in. And it totally changed my mindset around food and nutrition and how that relates to both physical and mental wellness. And like I mentioned earlier on this call, I'm still using the workouts that were created just for me in that program. And I think that if one-on-one might not be the right fit for you, this other offering that Pat has is incredible. So I just, yes, I would love for you to share with people if they might be interested in working with you. How can they connect with you? And how might they be able to work with you?
Yes, so you can find me on LinkedIn under my name, Patricia Poor, and on Instagram under the account patricia.fitnesscoach. And if you want to start working with me, reach out to me in the DMs. I'm very friendly, and I would love to actually, before you start working with me and invest into your health with me and following my programs, I would love to speak to you. And really, you can ask all your questions, and I want to get to know you as well. So it's all like free. Like you can ask me anything. So just DM me. And one more thing that is that I'm very, very excited to be sharing is my new free secret podcast, where I bring you behind the scenes of my framework, how my clients lose 20 pounds in like 4 months. So that is something that you can download and just DM me with the word secret, and I will send it to you.
Yes, and I can say that this secret podcast has all the amazing information that you need to just start your fitness journey. And it is so empowering. And I think I shared this with you. I sat down and like binge watched the first like 5 or 6 episodes all in one sitting. It was just, I couldn't stop listening. So definitely reach out to Patricia and ask for that secret download. Um, Podcast, you will not be sorry. So, Pat, thank you so much for being here today. And I love how you emphasize building a sustainable approach to your business and to fitness. And because that is exactly what it takes to grow your own coaching business, right? Just like fitness, success isn't about doing all the things, it's about focusing on the right strategies consistently. So, I just appreciate you being here so much today.
Thank you so much. I love being here, and like the amount of praise and nice words, it's amazing to get that feedback. So thank you so much.
Welcome. And if you are still working a 9 to 5 while building your coaching business, or you are ready to go all in, I have something so special that will help you fast track your success. This month, I'm opening up 5 spots in my exclusive 6 Figure Success for Driven Coaches program. This is a hands on experience designed for coaches who want to replace their 9 to 5 income and go all in on their business. So, this program will help you build a thriving coaching business by mastering your visibility, your sales strategies, and time management, which will empower you to confidently scale your income over time and achieve true work life balance. So, if you're serious about building your coaching business to that 10K monthly level, whether you're still in your 9 to 5 or maybe you've already taken that full leap, now is the time to make that happen. So you can apply for those 5 spots at www.melissahausman.com/6FS application. And you can also find all the links to in today's episode in the show notes, and I'll give you all the links to Patricia and her offerings as well. So thank you so much for being here today. You've just wrapped up another episode of Beyond Limits, and I'm so excited that you've joined me. If today's episode inspired you or gave you a fresh perspective on building your business, mastering high ticket offers, and scaling to six figures, let's keep that conversation going. Head on over to my LinkedIn page at linkedin.com/in/Melissa-Hausman to connect, dive deeper into strategies, and find more tips to grow your coaching business. So, thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Until then, keep dreaming big, selling high, and scaling higher.